the screen you're using is very small. As a result, every little inch of that screen is immensely important, since any little distraction or element that takes away from the content at hand has the potential to drive the user away. Space is the cardinal sin when it comes to keeping users in that entertainment high. And so with this combination of musically and addictive user design and attention-sucking short videos, TikTok has been able to feast on a generation's goldfish attention span, allowing TikTok to take over the world. It wants you to think that hosting a few ads and selling emojis is enough to become a multi-billion company, but to anyone looking under the surface, you realize this is far from the truth.
This video is very important for all of you. TikTok is censoring now my videos because I'm revealing the facts of the trading industry and also what happened. Now you see here, if I click on
falling,
they have been protesting against it,
started to rise,
and they have now made it free. But a new video of mine minutes ago I revealed they started to censorship that again and muted it. But I am much more smarter than TikTok. So go to my, and this is this video, the first one you see TikTok is censoring, and the next one, the second one, next crash is coming. So the next one, this is next crash.
We had to fill the gap at 14,500, which has not been filled neither. And next week we.
So, and if social media like Facebook, Meta, or TikTok are censoring and censorship you like they did in 2022, in 2021, and in 2020, then there is something wrong with them. Not about you, because they want you to lose your money, understood? So, therefore, follow me also on my Tradingview, because this is a very censorship-free trading platform for our all traders worldwide, and also to my page. There I'm revealing the truth. And as you can see, also today, on the 8th of September, on Friday, I have been promising and forecasting Nasdaq will go down, and it's going down. And next week, I'm telling you, this week, the coming week, September is red September. But TikTok doesn't want it. Why? Because Microsoft had its finger there, and they want you to lose your money. Okay, they need your buys, but don't do that because you will lose your money, right? So go watch this video in my YouTube.
Over. I told you if the market 15,200 and we will have a bigger trade scenario, it has around 15,200.
So what did I do here? I told you that I have different scenarios. If the market goes below level X or Y, then you should do this. If the market goes the opposite way, then you should do this. And they call me scammer. What is that? Why they call me scammer, right? And in behind of that are a lot of Bitcoin and crypto scammers who are looking now, as I predicted, the tech will go down and the Bitcoin will go down.
I'm very excited to introduce you to Sam Bankman-Fried.
Everybody likes a story about an underdog.
He's the CEO of the cryptocurrency exchange FTX.
The wealthiest person under 30 in the world.
Someone out of the ordinary.
What makes him so different and so rich? You said you always wanted to get rich, but not for the reasons you might expect.
And the last 3 years, I've been using Notion on a daily basis, who are also the sponsors for today's video. Notion essentially gives you a place to store your notes, your to-do lists, your goals, and just about anything that's inside of your head all in one place. So here is an example of a Notion page. These pages are essentially like a blank canvas where you can store whatever information you like, whether that is just text, tables, or entire databases with various properties. This Notion page that you're looking at right now is basically where I've organized everything for the video that you are watching right now. On the right hand side here, you can see that I've created a menu section that contains even more pages within it. This is an example of a database that I've used to manage the motion graphics for the video. So you can see that it allows me to keep track of everything from what needs to be done, to delegate tasks out to motion graphic designers, and so on and so forth. Here are some. From the years of 2020 to 2021, the world of cryptocurrencies had become that box for regular people.
What is Bitcoin? What is up with Bitcoin? People are getting rich from it. Everyone's chasing it.
Bitcoin is going up forever, Deirdre. Forever.
The mentality was simple. You think of crypto, you think of getting rich.
He became a millionaire at 24, all by investing in Bitcoin.
I made millions with crypto. You probably made millions as well.
We all knew someone that never talked about investing before and suddenly saying how they're putting their
to millionaire.
This is basically winning the lottery.
Become the next crypto millionaire.
Even celebrities were getting into it.
You have jumped into the world of cryptocurrency.
So I'm going to tweet out the information on how you can buy this NFT.
Look at this. They look like they could be friends.
They're buddies.
The question really became, how do I get my piece of the pie? To understand the story that's about to unfold, I feel like the Super Bowl of 2022 is the best place to start. Not because of the sports, but because of the ad breaks. An advert appears featuring Larry David, an actor who hasn't been in a commercial ever. The ad takes you through various inventions in history, of Tara McCauley, who was head of operations. That's when Sam started noticing something.
Overall, biggest winner today, Bitcoin rallied more than 10% today. It's up 438% for 2017.
The cryptocurrency has pushed past $7,000.
It just crossed the $16,000 threshold.
It is, in the next 20 years, $1 million a coin.
At this point, Sam didn't have much of an interest in cryptocurrencies, but in 2017, the cryptocurrency world was entering a mania. Although it was on a smaller scale to the one that followed in 2021, it got on Sam's radar.
This is late 2017, when you walk down the streets, you hear two people talking, you're like, that's probably about Bitcoin. I mean, I don't know, but pretty likely.
More importantly, Sam Bankman-Fried had spotted something that others had not, and he needed to act fast. In that same year of 2017, Sam and his fellow colleague Tara McCauley start a new company together. They call it Alameda Research. With a large chunk of his employees gone from Alameda Research, Sam had to re-establish his team. First, you've got Gary Wang. He joined Alameda Research from its inception, at only 24 years old. Wang supposedly met Sam at a math summer camp in 2008. He was very much the technical brains of the business. Nishad Singh, Facebook employee only 5 months before joining Alameda Research, age 21 years old. Much like Wang, he helped with the technical infrastructure at Alameda. Then you have Caroline Ellison. Remember her? The former colleague of Sam's at Jane Street who saw him quit? Turns out Sam managed to convince her to leave that job. She joined Alameda Research not long before the April fiasco as a trader. Then we've got Andy Krogan, former employee to another trading firm and now the chief operating officer of Alameda Research.
The Chinese government had a strong desire to make AI a priority in the race for global tech dominance. But why was China so obsessed with AI? Why was the Chinese government so involved with working with this unknown tech company? To answer, let's take a quick look at what ByteDance's AI technology was capable of. On this news site, there wouldn't be a curated feed or editors controlling the flow of information. Headlines instead use specially made AI algorithms to select and push the news robotically, with the company never having to hire a single reporter or editor. To test this highly developed AI system, ByteDance released the ad to the Chinese market. And almost immediately, the algorithm worked its magic. In a matter of months, headlines became extremely popular in China, with the site gaining 10 million users in just 3 months. There was only one issue. All content that wasn't aligned with the government's core socialist values would be a legal offense, which meant there would have to be at least one editor. That's why ByteDance went so far as to publish a statement thanking the state for its supervision, making ByteDance the first ever AI-generated propaganda machine. It was the embryonic site for much darker things to come. It's 2016 and the Chinese government is inching towards technological dominance. But if they were going to overtake Silicon Valley, they would need to expand their AI technology across the globe. Because back in the mainland, AI proved to be an incredibly effective tool for controlling the population.
They're constantly monitored by facial recognition cameras that are able to instantly put a face to a name. Now the Chinese are also ranked, given a mark out of a possible 950 points.
I think being ranked is a good thing. A society has to have rules. It forces us to be well behaved.
It may seem scary, but it's just like that here. We're used to it, and anyway we don't have a choice.
There's a simple reason for this. By using algorithms, the Chinese government can connect all these data points from everything you do, using your travel records, friends, acquaintances, reading habits, and purchases, all to anticipate any political resistance. It's through these sorts of social credit scores and advanced AI technology that the Chinese government has gained a firm grip over 1.3 billion. This trend couldn't be better summed up with the rise of OnlyFans. In recent years, the rise of OnlyFans has been catalyzed by the wave of TikTok videos of OnlyFans models alluring desperate, atomized lonely simps to fork over the hard-earned cash for a virtual girlfriend experience. Top OnlyFans creators have spoken out about how TikTok has enabled them to become these hyper-affluent online stars.
So today we are going to be going over how you can use TikTok to get OnlyFans subs, okay?
I think we're all like the main people on OnlyFans are roughly earning the same, I think. At the moment it's like $1 million a month.
Anywhere near as quickly, if not for TikTok, where TikTok is catalyzing this wave of desperate simps to hand over the money to these people who influence their everyday lives. And this became very apparent when a Wall Street Journal investigation on TikTok found that when you said you were 13 years old and searched for OnlyFans on the app, the algorithm would bombard you with videos about adult entertainment and drugs. The power TikTok yields over the younger generations is becoming more and more apparent. People are starting to see that through TikTok's AI technology and sophisticated algorithms, TikTok is able to create trends that radically influence the lives of so many in Generation Z. And what's scary is that so many of TikTok's core audience are barely even adults. TikTok users are being influenced into emulating these trends that are highly toxic and polluting to society. But of course, these trends are manifesting things far worse than degenerate behavior. The spread of political disinformation and infiltration of Chinese propaganda is now a serious concern to all of us. This Macedonian troll farms. And thus, we bought into China's surveillance technology and downloaded TikTok en masse. Because we were in our own little bubble, our main concern was celebrities.
Crap.
Political scandals.
Orange man bad. Orange man bad. Orange man. Orange man.
And cheap hedonistic pursuits. But like any bubble, there is always a burst, and our burst came in 2020. TikTok is just a means to an end, a tool and an operation. All the TikTok dances, TikTok ads, all the lip syncing, it was a facade for something sinister, something greater, something known as the 2049 plan. Now, what does this entail? Well, as you can imagine, it's not something to be taken lightheartedly. China's push for world domination has been government policy for the last 50 years and is embodied within the Chinese spirit.
Different scenarios, if the market goes belong level X or Y, then you should do this. And in behind of that are a lot of Bitcoin and crypto scammers who are looking now, as I predicted, the tech will go down and the Bitcoin will go down. And I'm sure people like Elon Musk and other Bitcoin and crypto billionaires have their fingers there because they all are losing money. Therefore, they are spreading wrong and fake scam propaganda in the web. Okay, never believe them. Otherwise, you will lose your money. Okay. They're telling you the market goes down by, the market goes higher by. No, never do that, okay? They have their money, they are getting paid, but you're not getting paid. So stop following those people, make your analysis. If you need help, you can come to my page and ask me. I am helping a lot of people there, and to let you stay and living like slaves, right? This is my message to you. All I can is to warn you. If you don't like it, okay, then go away and do what they say. And if you like it, then follow my instructions. But it is your free choice. You decide to live free or to live like a slave, right? And this is the first one. TikTok is now beginning to censorship all these videos, not only mine, but also of other good traders I know, and they have been warning it. And this is the beginning, I told you, okay? Stop listening to those morons. Video they have muted. So I also
follow your trading system and the price action, dependent on the new sell and short or buy long, and everything seems perfect. But trapped, you did everything right, but you lost. And everything seems perfect. And at the end of the day, you have lost money.
You can see here, of course, that's true. You have lost money. You have done everything, but everything. You followed your trading rules, your price action rules. The news were on your side. You take the order, and minutes after, the markets run heavily against you, and you don't know what to do. You're losing money. That's the truth. The bear trap, the bull traps. Therefore, I'm making these videos, and also I have during the last month made or did a giveaway of my trading system, 1,000 pieces without charging any money, right? If I wanted, I could make that. There are other people who are buying it, so I'm rich enough, but there are a lot of people, traders worldwide, also in Asia or in Africa, who I'm helping them. They don't want you to have a winning trading strategy. They don't want you to know exactly where you are getting trapped. They don't want you to discover and detect their scams. The real scammers are the social media. Remember Zuckerberg, right? Meta, how many censorships has it done and also sold our data, right, to other companies without asking you, right? Offending your privacy, and now TikTok is beginning with that. I'm not going to be quiet. I'm going to fight against them. If you like, you can follow me. If you don't, I don't care. I'm going to fight against them because I'm a free person. I am free. I'm not going to be enslaved by them. I don't need them, right? And I never let me, my family, my friends be some slaves of them, right? After listening now to this video, many friends of mine has started to immediately install TikTok because they confirmed, and some told me they have also heard this message of other traders and people, and TikTok is going to censor you, so be warned. Have a nice day.
Is TikTok really a threat to kids? Does it steal your data? Is it really a threat to America's national security? Those are such bold claims. It's easy to think that anyone who makes them is some kind of conspiracy nut. But the people who believe TikTok is a threat now includes Democratic and Republican members of Congress. A bipartisan committee in Congress recently held a hearing to examine TikTok's behavior. Specifically, legislators wanted to know about TikTok's relationship to the Communist Party of China, which rules Chinese citizens with an iron fist and is famous for human rights abuses that look a lot like attempted genocide. The committee also wanted to know whether TikTok captured user data and shared it with the Chinese rulers. TikTok CEO Shuzi Chu testified in front of Congress on March 23, 2023. He tried to answer legislators' concerns about the Chinese government's involvement in TikTok and its parent company, ByteDance. Chu claimed the app doesn't provide users with much more than silly dances and shareable trends. 150 million American users gathers and turns over users' data to the Chinese government. The members also wanted to know if TikTok's algorithm elevates some of the worst content, including suicide and anti-American rants, to the top of kids' feeds. One embarrassing example, for over a month before Chu's hearing, TikTok allowed a video to trend that threatened the chair of the committee where Chu testified. Reports also show that the algorithm TikTok uses for kids in America is banned in China. A separate application owned by ByteDance uses a completely different kid-friendly algorithm for Chinese users. That app apparently focuses on education and limits how long a kid may use it. After the hearing, the Chinese government said they will block the sale of TikTok to an American company, and the left-leaning Center for Democracy and Technology came out against the TikTok ban. It's probably no coincidence that the center is heavily funded by left-leaning tech companies like Google, Facebook, and Amazon, as well as left-leaning foundations like George Soros' Open Society Foundation and the Ford Foundation. If TikTok cannot remove videos threatening people, has a different application for users in China, and promises to block the sale of TikTok to an American company, then the answer to the question, is TikTok an asset of the Chinese Communist government, becomes much clearer.
Also geht es fast immer um ziemlich handfeste Interessen und es wäre naiv zu glauben, dass da praktisch eine neutrale Preisfindung stattfindet. Nein, vielmehr gibt es hier Player, die große Interessen haben und das ist derzeit besonders stark der Fall. Saudi Aramco will neue Aktien an den Markt bringen, braucht dafür einen hohen Ölpreis, deswegen bekommen wir derzeit bullische Nachrichten für Öl und der Ölpreis steigt. Das wiederum ist ein Problem für die US-Notenbank Fed, die will eigentlich die Zinsen nicht anheben, aber die Energiepreise könnten das noch konterkarieren, wenn jetzt die Inflationsdaten in der nächsten Woche nicht so wirklich bombastisch niedrig ausfallen, sondern höher ausfallen als befürchtet. Und auch die Wall Street hat natürlich massive Interessen und da kommt dieser Verdachtsmoment gegen Nvidia, die eigenen Zahlen, die eigene Nachfrage ein bisschen aufgepumpt zu haben, natürlich zur Unzeit, denn in der nächsten Woche soll der Börsengang des Chipkonzerns ARM stattfinden. Das wäre das größte IPO in diesem Jahr, also da will man versuchen, die Stimmung ein bisschen oben zu halten und so wird hinter den Kulissen gekämpft, finden epische Kämpfe statt, wenn man so will, um handfeste Interessen. Wir schauen uns die Lage vor der nächsten Woche an, die Apple-Konferenz oder dieses Apple-Event bieten wird am Dienstag, die Inflationszahlen am Mittwoch bringen wird, die EZB-Entscheidung bringen wird, also da wird einiges dann zu verarbeiten sein. Zunächst mal zur Fed, wir haben jetzt mehr und mehr klare Signale und ab morgen beginnt die sogenannte Blackout Period der Fed, das heißt, die dürfen sich dann nicht mehr äußern. Wir haben relativ klares Signal. Oder auch den YouTube-Kanal Nobody Special, die sich das mal genauer angeschaut haben, eben mit den Umsätzen von Nvidia, vor allem mit diesem seltsamen Dreiecksgeschäft, was da passiert ist, nämlich Nvidia hat Anteile an CoreWeave. CoreWeave nimmt einen Kredit über 2,3 Milliarden, der kommt von BlackRock und anderen. Die Chips werden als Sicherheit hinterlegt, was schon mal sehr schwierig ist, denn Chips sind eigentlich ein sehr verderbliches Gut. Nichts altert schneller als Chips und verlieren dadurch an Wert. Kommt eine neue Entwicklung, dann sinkt der Preis, sinkt damit die Sicherheit für diese Chips. Das nur am Rande. Jedenfalls ist das ein immer größeres Thema in den USA und ich denke, dass das ein Faktor heute ist, dass Nvidia schlechter performt als die anderen Dickfische. Und hier nochmal diese Aussagen von Nobody Special über Keywave. Wir haben ja jetzt die Situation, dass wir keine einzige Verkaufsempfehlung für Nvidia an der Wall Street haben. Keine einzige. Es gibt ein paar Halten und es gibt praktisch nur Kaufempfehlungen. Und der Herr, der diesen Artikel auf MarketWatch geschrieben hat, ist jemand, der aktive Interessen hat, weil er eine Long-Position in Nvidia hat, das aber nicht als notwendig erachtet hat, das auch irgendwie zu kommunizieren, als er diesen Artikel geschrieben hat. Ich finde, das sollte man tun. Ist in Deutschland ja gang und gäbe, dass wenn man zum Beispiel über eine Aktie schreibt, sagt, okay, ich habe da Anteile drin oder eben nicht. Jedenfalls ist das nicht passiert. Und schauen wir uns nochmal Nvidia so ein bisschen in der Vergangenheit an. Es gab mal eine ziemlich herbe Strafe für die Finanzchefin von Nvidia im September 2003, denn die hat so ein bisschen Fraud begangen, ein bisschen Betrug begangen. Christine Hoberg, wie gesagt, damals die Finanzchefin unter dem CEO, der ja heute noch und Mitgründer, der ja heute noch praktisch die treibende Kraft ist bei Nvidia, und die hat hier ein paar Dinge falsch dargestellt. Man hat hier 3,3 Milliarden Expenses versteckt, um die eigenen Zahlen aufzupumpen. Die Dame ist dann zu einer höheren Geldstrafe verurteilt worden, damals im Jahr 2003. Entweder hat der CEO das damals nicht gewusst oder er hat es eben toleriert, eins von beiden. Er selber ist aus der Sache ungeschoren herausgekommen, obwohl man die Frage stellen muss, ja, entweder er kennt sich im eigenen Unternehmen nicht aus oder er hat es gewusst und ist dann ein Mittäter in gewisser Weise. Dann hat man ja im letzten Jahr eine Strafe bekommen von bescheidenen 5,5 Millionen, weil man kaschiert hat, dass man Umsätze generiert hat über Crypto-Mining, während die Investoren gedacht haben, naja, das kommt durch diese Grafikkarten, die damals im Gaming-Bereich ja der ganz heiße Scheiß gewesen sind, auf Deutsch gesagt. Und hier hat man Geschäfte gemacht, unter anderem, oder Nvidia macht schwerwiegende Geschäfte und bekommt sehr viel Rückendeckung durch Magnetar. Und auch diese Chefs von CoreWeave, diese Firma, die hier im Verdacht steht, vielleicht so als eine Art Strohmann die Umsätze für Nvidia aufgepumpt zu haben. Da sind zwei ehemalige Hedgefondsmanager, CEO, die in Sachen Carbonhandel schon ziemlich merkwürdige Dinge gemacht haben, dort ziemlich unethisch gehandelt haben, nicht strafbar, aber versucht haben sozusagen auf eine ziemlich brutale Weise ihre Interessen da durchzusetzen. Das ist das eine. Und Magnetar, ein anderer Unterstützer von Nvidia, ist ein Hedgefonds, der damals in der Finanzkrise Mortgage-Backed Securities geschnürt hat, also hypothekenbesicherte Anleihen. Da hat man dann extrem riskante Anleihen, etwa von eben Geringverdienern, die sich ein Haus gekauft haben, hat man da reingepackt und hat diese Pakete, die man selber geschnürt hat, dann geschortet, hat also Leute praktisch versucht, in diese Produkte reinzubringen, die man selbst dann shortet, also auf deren Wertverfall man dann gesetzt hat. Da gab es einen Artikel damals im Jahr 2010, der diese ganzen Machenschaften aufgedeckt hat. Also das sind immer lauter, dass mit den Zahlen von Nvidia etwas nicht stimmt und dass Nvidia vielleicht so etwas ist wie die neue, in der USA wird der Verdacht immer lauter, dass mit den Zahlen von Nvidia etwas nicht stimmt und dass Nvidia vielleicht so etwas ist wie die neue Wirecard, also eine Firma, die Umsätze erfindet, um die unglaublich hochgesteckten Erwartungen zu erfüllen. Nvidia mit diesen Chips, der ganz heiße Scheiß, alle haben gesagt, was für ein gigantisches Wachstum Nvidia hat diese Wachstumserwartungen selber geschürt und ist natürlich dann unter Druck auch zu liefern, da nur die Prognosen zu treffen in Sachen Umsatz, das wäre viel zu wenig. Man muss deutlich drüber, muss zeigen, dass diese Wachstumsstory unendlich ist, und ähnliches ist ja bei Wirecard passiert, auch damals unglaublich interessant. Internet, Zahlungsabwickler, der ganz heiße Kram, den alle haben wollten, Zukunftsfeld etc. etc. Und dann hat sich herausgestellt, dass man da Umsätze erfunden hat, irgendwo in Asien, die überhaupt nicht der Fall waren. Die Folge war, dass Wirecard pleite ging, pleite oder Insolvenz anmelden musste, Schadensersatzansprüche anmelden musste. Wir werden sehen, falls sich der Verdacht bestätigt bei Nvidia, wie es da so geht. Aber ich kann mir vorstellen, dass das Ende von Nvidia wäre, wenn der Verdacht stimmt, und vor allem dann auch das Ende der KI-Euphorie an der Wall Street. Also das ist ein ziemlich großes Ding. Es geht um viel, denn es war ja diese KI-Euphorie vor allem, die seit Mai, als Nvidia die Zahlen vorgelegt hatte, alles nach oben getrieben hat. Wow, gigantisches Wachstum, wir werden Produktivitätsfortschritte haben, etc. etc. Hier hatten wir bereits als Erste in Deutschland berichtet über diesen Verdacht, der in den USA aufkam, von Samantha LeDoc, die Sie hier sehen, die Dame, die in einem Interview, vorher in Tweets, aber in einem Interview nochmal klar gemacht hat, was da so seltsam auffällig ist bei den Zahlen von Nvidia. 31. August, wie gesagt, aber jetzt nimmt das oder zieht das immer größere Kreise. So meldet etwa Investing.com, Nvidia fällt über 3% auf den tiefsten Stand seit 29. August mit Social Media Chatter, also aufgrund von Gerüchten in den sozialen Netzwerken. Heisenberg schreibt hier, if this is true, and this is a big if, und das muss man ja immer dazu sagen, ein big if, ein großes wenn, then could be a mini black swan to the markets. Das wäre ein Riesending, denn schauen wir uns doch die Geschichte nochmal kurz an. Faktisch ist es ja so, dass eine bisher völlig unbekannte Firma namens CoreWeave einen Kredit genommen hat, unter anderem bei BlackRock, die der größte Aktionär von Nvidia sind. CoreWeave wiederum, diese völlig unbekannte Firma, da war nur bekannt, dass Nvidia Anteile an dieser Firma hält. Diese unbekannte Firma nimmt also 2,3 Milliarden Kredit von Anteilseignern von Nvidia. Diese Firma wiederum, nämlich CoreWeave, bestellt dann CPUs, also praktisch die Chips von Nvidia, hinterlegt als Sicherheit für die erhaltenen Kredite wiederum Nvidia-Chips, und genau diese 2,3 Milliarden, die damals CoreWeave aufgenommen hatte als Kredit, um Nvidia-Chips zu kaufen, war das, womit Nvidia bei dem wichtigsten Bereich Datacenter übertroffen hat, nämlich genau um 2,3 Milliarden Dollar. Wir wissen, dann ist die Aktie nachbörslich um 10% nach oben geschossen geradezu, um dann am nächsten Tag seltsamerweise praktisch all diese Gewinne wieder abzugeben. Und wie ernst das genommen wird, das sehen wir etwa hier Zero Hedge, die ja durchaus einflussreich in den USA sind. Nicht unumstritten gleichwohl, aber dennoch, Nvidia may need some more related party bulk chip orders soon. Also die müssen so ein paar Dreiecksgeschäfte wieder machen, damit der Kurs wieder steigt. Und Jessica...
To fund your business. Businesses could create their own token coins, release what is called a white paper, which explains what the project aimed to do, and then they could sell those tokens to the public, otherwise known as an initial coin offering, ICO. A whole wave of these token coins were being released. Some of them parodies and others were just blatant scams.
Titcoin,
The Whopper coin.
Trump coin,
Kodak coin.
Insane coin.
But here it is. So I created Dictator coin.
Jesus coin was a token coin that was promising to decentralize Jesus on the blockchain. On its white paper, its creators stated they were in early talks with churches to provide miracles exclusively to Jesus coin owners. Ponzi coin was very much open about the fact that it was a scam. Their website literally said it right there. It's as much as a scam as 99% of the ICOs out there, but it's more transparent about it. Ponzi coin still managed to raise $250,000. It didn't matter if the idea was good enough or not, or if it even solved the problems it was claiming to solve. All that mattered was that people believed in the token enough so that the value would rise and it would pay off the early investors who got in at the start.
There was one that you invested in that saw like 2,000% growth last month.
Yep.
What was it?
That was Davy coin.
ICOs also marked the beginning of an unlikely friendship between those in the cryptocurrency space and influencers and celebrities. If token coins were fueled by hype and attention, then celebrities and influencers were the ones that were running the gas stations. Famous professional boxer Floyd Mayweather, along with producer DJ Khaled, were paid $100,000 and $50,000 respectively to promote the token coin Censorships in 2017. Censorships was a project that was promising to deliver financial services to the cryptocurrency world. The coin had raised $32 million. Turns out they lied about their CEO, who wasn't even a real person that existed. They lied about business deals with MasterCard and Visa, and its co-founder, Sam Sharma, was eventually sentenced to 8 years in prison. ICOs effectively became a casino to gamble unregistered securities. But you have to remember the hidden incentives. No matter how fraudulent or bizarre everything looks on the outside, in the crypto world, you have to keep clutching at potential use cases or anything that will justify its value constantly rising to new investors. And whilst the ICO mania of 2017 was continuing, a whole new idea was coming to fruition.
So how many of y'all have heard of this new game that came out recently?
I don't know how do we actually describe what these things are?
And today we're talking about CryptoKitties.
CryptoKitties was probably one of the first NFT projects to make it into the spotlight.
CryptoKitties.
CryptoKitties.
It's a viral blockchain-based game that sparked a global craze for virtual cats.
It's a picture of a cat.
You logged onto the site, you created an account that was connected to your crypto wallet, and you'd played this game in which you would collect, breed, and sell virtual cats for cryptocurrency. The key pitch here, though, is that every cat is its own unique token that exists on the Ethereum blockchain, making them what you would essentially call non-fungible, or, as they're often called now, a non-fungible token, an NFT.
Think of it like a digital Beanie Babies. Now, if that sounds a little weird, it's because it is.
CryptoKitties became like its own mania. It generated $3 million within its first week of launch and accounted for roughly 10 to 13% of all traffic on Ethereum's network. And where was everyone's focus during that mania?
Okay, that's $2,700 for this little guy.
Why use these CryptoKitties?
$450,000 for this ugly mug?
The same reason you started out with the cryptocurrency, to make money.
Guys, this is a potential way to make some money.
This is insane.
Most users are trying to breed their cats at the moment, not just because it's kind of cool, but also because they can be very expensive.
There are thousands of people playing on the CryptoKitties website.
Once everyone started rushing to join in on the hype, the economics of the game began to falter as the supply of CryptoKitties stretched far beyond the demand, eventually leading to a crash in the price of CryptoKitties and a fall in average users. Because as you continue to see time and time again, almost everyone was there to make money. But what remained of that saga was the idea of non-fungible assets. A brand new package, a brand new pitch, a new route to find use cases for cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. This stuff was initially pitched to digital artists. The idea was that you would make artwork, then tokenize that artwork, which just means turning it into a token that exists on a blockchain like Ethereum. If you wanted to know who owned the artwork, all you had to do was just go and check the blockchain records and see which wallet was associated with the artwork. In theory, you could digitally verify the ownership of your art. Sounds exciting, you might think. I did too. Digital artist Michael Winkelmann, otherwise known as Beeple, began a challenge in 2007 where he would create one piece of artwork every single day and continue to do so throughout the years. It was known as his Everydays collection.
But to me, the bigger project is this long-term Everydays project, which is a project that I've been working on, every single day for over 12 years.
It was reportedly around October of 2020 when Beeple was put in touch with an anonymous NFT artist called Pac, and Pac informed Beeple about the world of NFTs. Only a few months later, he would end up auctioning a piece of artwork that contained a collage of the first 5,000 images of the Everydays series, titled Everydays: The First 5,000 Days. $69.3 million was how much it sold for in the Ether cryptocurrency, one of the largest sales in digital art history. The very sale that sent the search term NFT skyrocketing. So now the question becomes, who decided to make that purchase?
So you purchased a collection of 5,000 pieces of digital art that anyone can easily see online for $69 million. Why did you do that?
Metakovan, or as they were later revealed to be, Vignesh Sundaresan, a crypto entrepreneur who had recently co-founded a crypto investment firm with his business partner called Metapurse. Only a few months before this big $69 million purchase, Metakovan and his business partner had already bought another collection of NFTs from Beeple for over $2.2 million. They actually wrote a blog post about their purchase, alluding to the fact that this was only part of a much bigger project that they had in mind that will, quote, flip the art world status quo on its head. And what was that project that they were talking about? The B20 token coin. They were going to bundle their purchases of Beeple's NFTs collection and put it in a virtual museum where those who purchased the B20 token coin could access and view the artwork. Owning the B20 token was supposed to represent a type of fractional ownership in the virtual museum and the contents inside of it. Here's the thing. Metakovan and his business partner conveniently owned 59% of the total supply of B20 tokens. Beeple was also given 2% of that supply. Beeple and Metakovan already had a working relationship before the big Everydays 5,000 sale. When that sale happened and the media frenzy ensued, the B20 token rose in value to $23 as more people began obviously looking into who Metakovan was. People have accused that sale of essentially being a giant marketing stunt to increase the value of the B20 token. Even in their calls together, you can hear Beeple express skepticism around the whole thing, only for Metakovan and the others to kind of bring him around.
Other artists, I can almost guarantee, will not like this. Like, they will not like you taking their work and like splitting it into a million pieces and reselling those pieces. I would be very surprised if other artists did not have a very strong dislike of that.
But what I find the most insane about this saga was that the B20 virtual museum that was supposed to flip the art world status quo was nothing impressive. The B20 token has fallen over 99% in value since its all-time high. Despite all of this, Metakovan's sale sent headlines skyrocketing. Suddenly, NFTs were being created out of internet memes or anything really that was culturally relevant to the internet. From the outside, all you had to know were that NFTs were revolutionary and there was a lot of money involved. You didn't even have to know that they were intrinsically tied to the world of cryptocurrencies or blockchain, a successful repackaging. Once the sale of memes and other one-off NFT sales cooled down, it became more popular to start buying into NFT projects. These contained up to thousands of NFTs inside of them, usually following a certain theme or concept.
What are CryptoPunks?
These are the CryptoPunks.
Yeah, they are 25 by 25 pixels.
Yeah, they're icons of zombies and
aliens, zombies, and yeah, they all have different mohawks and glasses and beard types, and I mean,
what is Cool Cats, the coolest NFTs on the blockchain?
Shoot, I get a Lazy Lions NFT. Been thinking about joining this amazing community.
Clone X. This project is previously known as Akira.
Sneaky Vampire Syndicate.
We've got pudgy penguins on the chopping block today.
They're selling us something called Ebits.
Just as it had been with Bitcoin and token coins, the name of the game was about hyping up a project so that you can sell it for profit later. NFTs though were cooler than your average token coin, so they had art behind them. You could show them off by replacing your social media profile picture with an NFT you purchased. More so than ever, hype and attention became an important part of growing the value of an NFT. Which brings us to the apes. One of the most significant projects created after Beeple's sale was the Bored Ape Yacht Club, otherwise shortened to just BAYC. Founded by the company Yuga Labs, the project featured 10,000 different pictures of apes with this distinct bored expression on their face. The Bored Ape Yacht Club project had managed to arrive into the NFT space at just the right time, about a month after Beeple's big sale. There were a few popular people inside of the NFT space already, one of which went by the name of Jimmy McNeils, otherwise known as Jimmy ETH on Twitter, who shortly after finding out about the project announces their purchase of hundreds of Bored Ape NFTs. Then another popular figure in the NFT space, Pranksy, who had around 50,000 followers at the time, tweets their own purchase of 250 Bored Apes, which later grows to 1,250. And all the time these guys are tweeting about their purchases to their followers, it starts to create this buzz inside of the crypto space.
You've probably seen all over Twitter this crazy thing with apes.
Just after 12 hours of its official launch, the BAYC collection sold out, giving Yuga Labs an estimated $2.8 million in revenue. Pranksy starts selling some of his apes to NBA players who start tweeting and changing their profile pictures to those apes. In August, the popular DJ Steve Aoki tweets his own $40,000 purchase of a Bored Ape to his millions of followers.
#ApeFollowApe began trending immediately.
Famous digital artists, people tweeting about it and creating an artwork about it, which continue to drive up the price of Bored Apes.
You ape, me ape, friend.
One of the shadiest parts about everything that followed were the blurred lines between celebrities and influencers clearly manipulating a market to pump up the value of their NFTs and genuine posts simply just showing off their purchases. You had Justin Bieber in January of this year posting a picture of a Bored Ape number 3001 to his 251 million followers, a purchase that was reportedly worth $1.3 million. Everyone sort of assumes that Justin was the one that made the purchase himself, right? And he's just posting it on his Instagram. But then Twitter users started to look into the records and they find that Justin's supposed crypto wallet had received 900 Ether from another wallet address, and that wallet address was associated with an individual named Gianpiero D'Alessandro, or as many others may recognize him, Justin Bieber's business partner. And Gianpiero owned his own NFT collection called Inbetweeners, which Bieber had been promoting on social media already. In those posts, no disclaimer was made suggesting that Bieber had been paid to promote them.
I just got my first NFT.
Oh, you did? What was it?
Through MoonPay.
In some of the announcements from celebrities about their NFT purchases, there was this constant reference to a company called MoonPay, thanking them for help with purchasing their NFTs.
I got an ape too because I saw you on the show with people and you said you got on MoonPay.
Turns out, MoonPay was a company that was launched in 2019, which according to their website had one singular aim: to increase cryptocurrency adoption. So that begs the question, what is the relationship between MoonPay and the supposed celebrities and influencers they're helping buy NFTs?
Real talk, not once, not twice, 3 times I've been offered a Bored Ape through MoonPay. And with the NDA, they try to send my agent shit too. You know, they wanted you to not disclose they had purchased the ape for it.
Isn't it a little shady that you have the CEO of MoonPay, a guy called Ivan Soto Wright, who is an active participant in the NFT market, who is clearly well connected to the celebrities using his company's service, who has access to insider information and likely knows when celebrities may purchase an NFT before they do it. And surprise, surprise, people started finding out that Wright on numerous occasions has purchased NFT projects right before celebrities end up purchasing them. Prominent crypto skeptic and author David Gerard had this post on his blog. It was titled, "Crypto Grifters Try to Scam Artists Again." He wrote, "The NFT grift works like this. 1. Tell artists there's a gusher of free money.
NFTs are the future. If you want to get an NFTs, you're guaranteed to make some money because it's new, it's fresh.
2. They need to buy into crypto to get the gusher of free money. 3. They become crypto advocates and make excuses for proof of work and so on. 4. A few artists really are making life-changing money from this. 5. You probably won't be one of them." It makes you think that on the blockchain, when you purchase an NFT, there's literally an entry that shows your wallet and the actual image of the NFT you purchased right there. You want to know what is actually the case with most NFTs? There is no picture attached to the transaction. Instead, it's usually a HTTPS or IPFS link containing the stored NFT image. So what you're purchasing with most NFTs is just an entry in a database that contains a link to the image that anyone else can also access. A little misleading to call that ownership. But I guess at the end of the day, that doesn't matter when, just like ICOs, NFTs were just another speculative financial investment to throw your money into. And to do that, you had to buy into cryptocurrencies. More money funneled into the machine. In my experience of looking into crypto communities and its culture and various projects, there is this game that is being played. Some are blatant about it and others less so, but the game is this. Everyone is playing a role in promoting their project, calling it revolutionary, saying that this isn't like the others, but ultimately, everyone knows that at some point, they're going to sell. And perhaps it is because of the greater full nature of the crypto ecosystem where everyone is incentivized to keep putting money into the system and to keep pushing it while simultaneously dismissing criticism. On the surface, everything is supposed to be positive and optimistic. You have catchphrases and actions that are commonly used in cryptocurrency communities. HODL, short for hold on for dear life, which refers to holding on to your crypto assets no matter what. HODLing is seen as a good thing.
Today we're going to be talking about the art of the hold.
WAGMI, short for we're all going to make it, which is used as both a greeting and an easy catchphrase to keep morale high.
We're all going to make it, and I say this with passion and confidence. If you leave the market, if you give up, you will lose. That is the ultimate failure.
We're still early is a sentiment often echoed in crypto communities, an encouraging message for those who are both new and old in the space, letting them know that they haven't missed out on the opportunity and further riches are on the horizon. Don't abandon hope.
Is it too late to get into crypto? No, never. It's never too late. It's actually too early. It's extremely early still.
Those who hold on to their crypto assets, even when there is really good reason to sell, are called diamond hands.
Diamond hands is actually a requirement.
Keep diamond handing, okay?
A positive trait that is encouraged, whereas those who do sell are labeled paper hands, a negative trait, which is actively discouraged.
The worst part about paper-handed investors is that it influences other people
to grow paper on their hands.
Most crypto communities are encouraged to say good morning and good night to each other every day, shortened to just a GM and GN, kind of like a regular check-in and check-out with members. Negativity is usually handled in the same way, since one group's negativity can actually devalue a project and affect everyone else's ability to make money. If there's some bad news about a particular cryptocurrency project or cryptocurrencies in general, it can be dismissed as FUD, abbreviation for fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
We have someone that, again, is trying to spread FUD.
I just couldn't sit idly by and let people FUD my investment and FUD the leader of my investment.
Or those who criticize are told, you simply don't understand, without any further elaboration. Or they're told to have fun staying poor, which is a not so subtle nod to people's true intentions within the space. Or criticism is actually spun into a good thing for the project. These are all very convenient actions to encourage when keeping someone engaged and hopeful in a crypto project is financially beneficial to everyone else.
I'm actually struck by how much the general public really hates it when someone gets into NFTs and they just have an absolute adverse reaction. I see this across industries.
The NFT mania did something. I think it grew so big and so in your face from influencers and celebrities that it started making people mad.
So proud. I love being part of this community and being a voice and sharing my platform and just getting the word out there.
What community? What are you guys talking about? You don't fucking care about this. I hate that they try to put on that they care about this.
Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs, which I think are ugly, dumb, cringe.
Thank you guys for allowing me to scream about NFT cartoons. I hate this stuff. It's getting worse.
Check this out. I got a board bunny. And not only is it a board bunny, but it looks like me. Look at that.
Nothing makes people hate you faster than NFT shilling.
If you're young and naive, just like my brother, and want to get into NFTs, you should check out Board Bunny.
The new Board Bunny NFT project has now been classified as a scam.
Welcome David Dobrik to the long list of influencers promoting scams, further claiming the team has disappeared with $6 million.
It's great to be a part of this project. I love the designs inspired by Pokemon.
It's a Pokemon knockoff. It's just like stealing money from people who are fans of Pokemon.
Y'all better not miss this.
They promised Pokemon partnerships, and it was all a lie, and it ended up raking in $6.3 million.
For the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project.
So the project is called CryptoZoo.
I believe it's going to change the game.
CryptoZoo, Logan Paul's newest project, are basically a bunch of stock photos from Adobe that have been poorly photoshopped.
Non-fungible tokens, yes? I do know what they are, but I don't really like them at all, really. I'm not really into them. Nobody seems to like NFTs. We didn't find anybody who actually had anything positive to say about them.
Whenever a big celebrity or influencer would post something related to NFTs on their social media, you'd see a whole slew of people responding with, oh no, not you too. And this wasn't just limited to individuals either. Companies began getting a lot of flack for even talking about or dabbling into NFTs.
In 2021, people found out what cryptocurrency actually was and they hate it. It is all get-rich-quick schemes promoted using technology as the cover. All of it. That's what crypto is. And NFT is the latest species.
I think in June, there were 1,500 computer scientists and technologists who wrote to Congress calling for more responsible regulation of crypto assets. They said the catastrophes and externalities related to blockchain technologies and crypto asset investments are the inevitable outcomes of a technology that is not built for purpose and will remain forever unsuitable as a foundation for large-scale economic activity.
And so you start to wonder, like, okay, like what's going to happen? And I know that it really shouldn't surprise me, but a whole new packaging had been in the works, and a brand new word was taking the stage.
Our mission at MoonPay is to onboard the world to Web3.
I have to admit, it's a pretty convincing narrative. The first iteration of the internet, Web 1.0, was essentially the first version of the web, mostly consisting of web pages and information. There wasn't much you could actually interact with. Then came along Web 2.0, which brought access to many new features. It focused on user-generated content, social media, and more forms of participation. This version of the internet became dominated by large corporations. Web 2.0 is our current modern-day version of the internet, but now Web 3.0 is coming. It kind of just referred to a bunch of different things, but the idea was that a new version of the internet is here, where your online activity was going to be making use of blockchains and tokens to some degree or another. So in theory, the now centralized version of the internet owned by big tech would become owned now by its users. In its initial bubble, NFTs were seen as just digital art, right? Which is quite limiting. At the end of the day, NFTs are just data on a public database that can act as a receipt of ownership over whatever that data contained. You know, whether it was a coin or it was a web link to a digital piece of art. The idea was that if NFTs could prove ownership over something, then you could put anything on the blockchain. Real estate titles, medical records, university degrees, legal records. In the case of Web3, you'd have social media sites and video games all incorporating blockchain and NFTs into their business model. It didn't really matter what it was or how it would work exactly. It just became this game of insert anything here, but on the blockchain. And just like that, you've made it revolutionary.
You've just recreated the entire mortgage infrastructure that already exists today.
On the blockchain.
But that exactly.
Blockchain in real estate is going to be pretty mainstream 5 to 10 years from now.
You'll see solar grids, electric grids, self-driving car grids that will essentially be machine run and controlled and administered by blockchain.
Best use case for blockchain is healthcare.
What can and can't be turned into an NFT?
Ultimately, what we're talking about is the tokenization of everything.
Never mind if blockchains or tokenization actually fixed the issues that it was claiming to solve in these industries. It was literally the definition of a solution in search of a problem.
And then I'm lost as to like why the on the blockchain part matters, besides basically what everyone means is they mean, oh, I want a public record of the transaction.
Where is it coming from and why? Either I'm not seeing the revolutionary potential that all of this has, or this genuinely is a massive mania and bubble that is being fueled by greed and delusion.
The so-called next version of the internet that's attracting big money from venture capital.
Venture firm called Andreessen Horowitz. Have you guys heard of it?
I kept seeing this venture capital name pop up.
We've been in the space for a long time.
Kind of a big deal, running the crypto fund with more than $7 billion in capital to deploy.
Andreessen Horowitz, otherwise known as A16Z. They're one of the largest venture capital firms. They have a crypto fund with around $7.6 billion to be invested in crypto and Web3 startups, and have been investing in crypto companies dating back to 2013. If you wanted to meet the smart money behind all of this, then these guys were the best place to start. They say that crypto is far more than just a financial innovation. It's social, cultural, technological. In the month of October of 2021, A16Z led a funding of $150 million towards the company that was behind Axie Infinity. A16Z general partner Ariana Simpson claimed that this was an example of where Web3 is going to revolutionize the internet. In her own words, literally, Axie embodies a new generation of games. What this means for the future of games and really the web as we know it is as big as your imagination will allow. Where do I begin? Axie Infinity was what you would call a play-to-earn game. It was this new genre of games appearing in the Web3 space, which, as the name suggests, allows players to make money when they play the game. In the case of Axie Infinity, what you had was this game where people would breed, collect, and fight with these creatures called Axies. When battling inside the game, it was possible to earn this token called SLP, which could actually be traded for real money. So what started happening? Well, people started playing the game, but instead of focusing on the fun of the game, the focus became on how to earn more SLP.
How do we profit from Axie Infinity?
The most expensive Axie ever sold was worth about $800,000.
I've invested $13,232.
To even play Axie Infinity, you had to purchase 3 Axie NFTs, right? And as the value of Axie NFTs started to rise, certain players wouldn't be able to afford the buy-in price. So guess what started happening? Those who had the money to buy 3 Axies began to lend their creatures out to players who couldn't afford it, and they were called scholars.
How to set up your own scholarship program as a manager in Axie Infinity.
I'll be giving out a scholarship every 2 weeks, so that's another 6 scholarships is my goal.
Scholars would then play the game using their rented Axies, earn SLP, and then give a cut of their earnings to their managers.
My team of 12 scholars was roughly earning me $1,700 a month. $600 from my scholars.
With all of my current scholarships working, I'm earning about $6,000 a month.
Axie Infinity, a play-to-earn crypto gaming juggernaut that has led people in countries like Philippines and Venezuela to make a living.
These are players from the Philippines who are making a living playing Axie Infinity.
Most of the scholars who couldn't afford the buy-in price, they were from developing countries, right? People who likely saw Axie Infinity not as a game of leisure, but as a means of producing income.
I am here to apply scholarship on Axie Infinity.
I want this scholarship because I want to earn more.
I can play 6 to 12 hours a day just for playing Axie Infinity.
I will treat this as a job, not just only a game.
I want to help my family on their expenses and save up money for my tuition and college.
So I want to be a scholar so that I can meet the needs of my family.
What you ended up with was a game where players are playing in order to make money.
People are basically feeding their entire villages playing our game.
But the only reason that they're making money is because others are buying in to also make money.
In the case of things like Axie Infinity, there actually are a bunch of innocent victims, right? I mean, when you run a pyramid scheme, unfortunately, you get a bunch of poor people in the Philippines who are poor when they start and they're just hoping to make some money, but then what happens is they actually lose money.
The value of SLP, which is the token that people use to actually make money in the game, has fallen 99% since its peak, and its user base has been in decline since. Times Magazine came out with this article, and it was interviewing this guy called Samason Arias, a line cook from the Philippines who was facing financial stress after his mother had a stroke and electricity and grocery bills were stacking up. Arias jumped into the Axie Infinity game and then exited 14 months later. He described it as boring and stressful. Arias, along with other players of the game, told Times Magazine that Axie Infinity reinforced predatory systems and gave them false hope.
It's already dystopian as hell, but then to say to people that by doing this we are creating opportunity for people in the developing world, that's not just dark, that's fucking evil.
Again, I find myself coming back to the same question. What is it that VC firms are seeing the potential in this crypto space? Why do they keep pouring money into it?
The overwhelming majority of tokens are securities.
Yeah.
But they're being dumped onto retail investors. This is being done explicitly by venture firms, I won't mention any names, who are buying into companies early, getting into tokens, and then those tokens are being listed on exchanges. The public is buying into them in order to get a financial gain. They have no interest in using those tokens for any utility.
VC firms have a commonly used strategy. They invest in a bunch of startups. Most of those startups will fail, a few will succeed, and with the ones that succeed, a VC needs to decide on an exit strategy, an event that allows them to liquidate their position in a company and essentially make money. This is a process that can take years. So there's another idea that is proposed by skeptics, that the world of crypto offers an incentive for VC firms to invest in a crypto company, receive a percentage of their tokens, and then sell those tokens to retail traders when it becomes publicly available, all achievable within months, highly profitable, and fairly unregulated.
With crypto tokens, they can cash out in a few months. And the way that this actually works is they encourage their fundees to basically issue unregistered securities.
Andreessen Horowitz invested in a bunch of startups that all issued tokens that all got dumped on retail, including Andreessen Horowitz dumping a lot of them on retail. This is blatant securities fraud. But they didn't commit the securities fraud. It was just the companies they invested in.
On the surface, Web3 has this narrative which is all about taking money out of the hands of the rich and the big tech and giving it back to the users. But A16Z is the exact same company that has funded some of the biggest Web2 companies like Facebook and Twitter. I'm sure that there are many inside of these firms that really believe in the potential of Web3 or crypto or blockchains or whatever buzzword you want to use, but it becomes increasingly harder to see that as anything other than hyper-optimism, or another word for it, delusion. There's this interview with Marc Andreessen, right, who's the co-founder of Andreessen Horowitz, and he's on this podcast episode with an economist and blogger called Tyler Cohen, and he proposes the idea for podcasts to make use of Web3.
A well-known podcast host, how does that person get paid in a better way through Web 3.0? Make that more concrete for us.
Now, Marc Andreessen is someone that, by all accounts, should have a good answer to this question, but instead,
they can pick their business model. They can pick their business model. They can decide a subscription-based business model. Microtransactions. They can pick whatever model they want. They can also have indirect. There's this whole new rise of this kind of the non-fungible token.
When pressed to give an actual use case, what you get is an answer with all the right buzzwords and phrases, but little actual substance.
I compare it to the internet. In all seriousness, I compare it to the internet, which is the internet basically.
It's 93 or so.
Yeah, it's like 93, 94. This is the only time I've ever said this is like the internet is this.
A16Z uses the same narrative that a lot of crypto enthusiasts will also use. You may hate it, you may think it's a fad, but crypto and Web 3.0 are just like the internet. Even I made this comparison when I looked at the entire space in a more favorable light. Now though, I just think it's another form of smoke and mirrors.
It is the biggest technology shift since the internet. The blockchain, the consumer blockchain, is the biggest new thing since the internet itself.
Bitcoin began in 2009. Arguably, blockchain technology and the foundations for it began even earlier than that. It's been 13 years since this story began with Bitcoin.
So in Web3, is really great at one thing, which is trading and speculation.
And there's absolutely no democratization of anything. There's centralization of exchanges, centralization of miners, centralization of crypto wealth. Is the most concentrated amount of centralized wealth in the history of humanity. Worse than disease, worse than Wall Street. It's all bullshit.
13 years after 1983, which is considered to be the birth of the internet, we were already seeing very clear-cut use cases. Even in those early days, people could get weather reports, they could check the news, they could send emails, and many other uses that we still use to this day.
I sent a message to my doctor asking for a repeat prescription, and he's left the prescription for me in the chemist.
By even making the comparison to one of the biggest revolutions in information and communication is already assuming that cryptocurrencies are revolutionary and they're bound to find mass adoption at some point, when that is the very future we're putting into question. One recent post that I remember on the Bitcoin subreddit was titled, "Does anyone else feel like Bitcoin is their literal last-ditch effort to become wealthy in their lifetime?" I don't imagine that this is the only person in the crypto space that is thinking that way. The crypto machine has continued running. New packaging of ideas, more money funneled into the system, and a constant search to find a use case that justifies the hype and the claims of revolutionary technology. If the critics are right, then what we're looking at is a ticking time bomb. If the critics are right, then this is a scheme that will leave tons of regular individuals left holding their bags wondering how this managed to happen. It already has. A scheme that managed to infiltrate the realm of media and entertainment, that managed to make use of social media's ability to spread this fear of missing out, that capitalized on greed and a get-rich-quick mentality. If the critics are right, then I suppose there's only one question that remains. At what point does the ticking time bomb go off?